Viewers, thank you so much for watching. Uh, we also have a box break later if you're interested. Just tune in later. I will take a short break and then set up for our box break. Alright, so both playing Fabled Passage, fetching their land. Right, both blue as well. Wow. Alright. So I believe it's Kevin who plays first. Plays Glacial Fortress, passes turn. That's probably an Omen play right there on the end step. Let's see if Kris. I believe Kris will just probably end up playing land. There you go. Wow. Castle. Block Twain. There you go. There's the Omen play. So the punishing part here is if he plays the fairy time traveler on his turn, then if Kris doesn't have any answer with that untapped 2 source, then it's probably over. There you go. Oh yeah, that's bad. Alright, so ops. We played a couple of matches with Kris with my deck that also has a Teferi Time Traveler, so he definitely does not like that card. Basically turns off most of his cards. Let me just turn, picks up, plays a land, field, Thought Raider. That's weird, he could have just played it on his opponent's turn. Probably forgot the mechanic. One of Teferi's best plays. Dead card, sort of. Very unfortunate to be taken away. Alright, so Kevin looks like to be in a very good position right now. Cycles the Hieroglyphic Illumination. Plays a land, Castle Ventress. Dig through time, alright. So, delves for 5. Looks at the top 7. One of the cards that was not banned in the recent bannings of Pioneer, as it is a very powerful card. Alright, passes turn. Okay, so Dig tops out because he can't do anything with Teferi in the battlefield. So Kevin is looking to be very good. That's a double field with different arts. Another Thought Erasure. I think Kevin and he can just go. Anyways, okay, so I guess he took the sensor. Of course, Kris was very aware that if he cycles it and gets a very good card, then that would be very punishing. Alright, draws more cards. Plus 1, plus 2. That's not good draw. It just draws more opt. activates the field of ruin, destroys the castle. Dragging match right now because this is basically two control players. Just grinding it out. Which man at the top? Main faces another omen. So both lands on top. I'm not sure. Wow, he's keeping one. So he probably wants the land up. Land for turn. And Narset. Oh, that's yikes. As you can see, Kevin, Kris not being able to do anything right now just because of that one card sticking on the field. Another Thought Erasure. Yep. I just wish that Kevin would just take up the ferry and pass the turn and then cast Thought Erasure on his draw step, so you get a lot of value. Alright, and like you can just stick around the battlefield. He also has access to Thoughtseize. Long spinning but it's a deck list. Yeah, that's about it. That's his cards. Cards of choice on his sideboard. Kevin though, let's see Kevin. Alright, so we get Kevin. He has Chromium, the mutable. Verdict, alright. He has ECD though to deal with Kris's permanence. I believe, knowing from that last game, I'm pretty sure he doesn't know what Kris's deck looks like yet. Conquers that. 2 from the main board. I guess you would board in another Omen of the Sun because that's a really good card against control decks. Oh wow, rest in peace, just to shut down the dig through time. That's a very interesting. And just basically clear the board. Alright, negates it. Tries to make sure that he doesn't shut down the dig. Not only does it shut down the dig, it also shuts down the Torrential Gear Hulk in a way. Pray. Unfortunately, there are no crabs. Not in this deck, because the Ruin Crabs came in late. They are in safe hands though. Alright, play the swamp. Let's see what Kevin has for this turn. Does he want to contest? Does he want to contest the Teferi? Force it and do a counter war here. Wow, he keeps a fatal push, which is very interesting. Knowing that Kris doesn't have creatures. Alright, draws 2 cards with the Illumination. Oh, that's good. He drew another counter spell. So Kris is looking to be in a very good position now. Just waiting to tempo out Kevin by waiting for him to make a mistake. So shocks, takes 2. I'm pretty sure he's gonna pass. There you go. Alright, so end step, he cracks. Oh, that is a bad sign for Kevin. Cracking the Omen, which you normally would want to keep it just to gain a lot of value from Yorion later on, but decides to crack it. He does have a Teferi in his hand, so he might want to contest this turn. Alright, cast Teferi. His win compre is Shark Typhoon and Torrential Gear Hulk. Right? Wow, so just resolves the counterspell. He's almost on his peak with the dig through time just to get tons of value. Plays a swamp. I don't think he has a Jace. No, he doesn't have Jace. So he's looking to meet you down with the Gear Hulks and the Sharks. Alright, Thought Erasure. He should have waited. He didn't have any backup plan. Alright, feel the ruin. But nothing to blow up though, except for the fetid pools. Alright. Ooh, mystical dispute. That's interesting, that's interesting. Alright, taps 3 mana. Looks like he cycled. He cycled the Typhoon. Alright. So he reveals the Illumination and Hero's Downfall. Takes the Illumination. Alright, so he only has 2 hands on the Downfall. That was a very good play from Kris, trying to play around the Erasure. Alright, so he should be playing a land this turn. Wala siya kabisita, pre. Tito Tanex was not able to visit today. Woo! Wow, hardcast Shark Typhoon. That's very ballsy. That is very ballsy. If Kevin doesn't have an answer though, he might go off. Because this is definitely one of his win conditions right now. He drew another Shark Typhoon. So basically, during the... Yeah, and it sticks. So... But Kevin has an answer though. He can basically play the Fairy Time Reveler to bounce it. To out-tempo your control matchups. Does he have it? No. Yeah. I guess this is where the push comes in handy to deal with the... What do you call this? Now he's thinking of blowing up the Locktwain? Or the open mana? Alright, the Locktwain. Wow. Lets him get 2 untapped lands in exchange for dealing with the Locktwain. Alright, gets an island. Alright, puts Yorion in his hand. Nothing. Wow. Alright, so looks like Kris is in a very good position right now. With no answers for the Shark Typhoon, so all he has to do is just draw his counter spells and just slowly beat him down with a bunch of sharks. Let's see what he does. The best part of this is that if he can 8/8 shark on the fly, no pun intended. Alright, takes 3. He's oh wow, okay. So decides to conserve his mana. I mean his life total. So he has 2 cards in his hand. Kevin shocks down to 12. Let's see if he wants to make a blocker. As it seems like Kevin is stumbling by not drawing his spells. Out of Kaya though. Right. Gains 3 from the Oath of Kaya. Passes the turn. And nothing from Kris. Alright, sweet. Field of Ruin. Passes the turn. This is very dangerous. If he doesn't have any counter spells, then he might resolve the Fairy Time Reveler. Nope, that's just Yorion. Planning to bounce the Oath of Kaya. So he's not gonna allow it to bounce yet. Alright. So before the Oath of Kaya returns, looks like he has something in his hand. Or even repudiates. Alright, 3 mana. Downfall, alright. So he just kills the Yorion. Oh, wala pa, not yet. that's good. That's good. Oh, na-target mo na, Kev. Okay, so he kills the 3/3 shark. Ends up with a 4/4. Wow. So very interesting. So exile na siya, Kev. Wow, summary dismissal. I have not seen that card in a while. That's a good, yeah, that's a really good way of dealing with Yorion's triggered ability. Yeah, so it doesn't come back. That's one way of dealing with it. Alright. Attacks. Goes down 11. Passes the turn. Push. Ooh. Alright. Alright, so kills the 4/4. Counters it with Veto. Is still pressuring him. All he needs to do is just draw spells. Kevin is in a little bit of trouble right now. Oh my god, it draws a second Locked-Wain. This is very good for Kris. But it needs to hurry now. The time is now 23 minutes left. Kevin drawing lands. Not good. So he's definitely gonna pay. Pay 1, draw. Alright, so gains 2 life. Excited lagi siya. This is very exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, Fabled Passage. Looks like he's about to filter his deck. Right? Goes down to 4. Kris is very close in closing this deck. Alright, Scries 2. He needs an answer. Oh, that's our Yorion on top. That could be a good blocker though. So it's pretty good to keep it. But unfortunately, again, just cracking the omens causes him to not gain a lot of value. So takes 3, draws a card. Gets in, so Yorion resolves down to 10. Kevin has no cards in hand left. Ooh! Alright, so draw a spell off the top. Passes the turn. Oh, dig through time. That's an 8/8 shark. And he's going. Ingani pagyapan siya. With the glares. We'll just stick to the bond paper technology. Oh, turn 1 Thoughtseize. So good. Ooh. So he's got Veto, Dispute, and a bunch of lands. No, Pioneer. Alright. Definitely a good card to board in against control decks, as you just want to see their hand. Alright, passes the turn. That's not a good sign though, the Fabled Passage. Basically, he doesn't have an untapped blue source. So if he draws a Teferi off the top, then it's game over for Kris. So, but unfortunately, we wanted to try.
No deck list?
Yeah, but the thing is,
It's open deck list, diba?
not
During the top 8.
Oh, during the top 8.
But open deck list, like during the match, pero kung outside the match, what's the pareha naman good nga.
Oh, diba? Because the decks are already revealed when they're in the featured match.
Oh.
Yeah, so might as well. At least para ma-enlighten po ng mga viewers,
And it's
especially
a good
the daily
discussion
players.
point ng mga deck choices.
Yeah, so pero ang among gibuhat draw is kuan nag-ask mig permission sa mga players beforehand.
That's a
Para
good
kay
compromise.
basin
That's a better compromise.
yeah, para at least kung dili sila komportable na mas spy sila. Which of course, a lot of the players here join the league to win, not just to play. All right. Omen and Step passes the turn for Kris. Just plays a land. Gets blown up by the Field of Ruin. Pretty sure he's gonna get a blue source.
That was before, pero what ba yun? Magic is a skill like anybody, like anything else. So wala kay practice, come on. And I don't know some techniques to make any assumptions.
So basically, Chris's deck is blue black, which is more on
Pure Dimir control.
pure Dimir control. So basically, his win conditions are Shark Typhoon and Torrential Gear Hulk, just to gain maximum value. So early in the game, he just counters his opponent's spells and clears the board from any creatures.
Is this game 3?
This is game 3. This is game 3. So yeah, puro counter spells, puro removals like Hero's Downfall, Fatal Push, and then ang thoughts is basically sideboard na siya.
So that's post-board.
Post-board na siya na card. Okay.
And si Kevin Gadula
Esper Yorion. So basically his deck right now is 80 cards. Okay, 20 additional man. Oh, wow. Leaves up dispute mana. So looks like Kris, let's hit result. No. Oh! Notion Thief. Alright, so he disputes it. That would have been so brutal. Okay, basically, i-DH man in a card. I-DH the card. So kung mo draw siya, aside sa yung draw step, okay, he draws instead. so may nalang gi-counter niya.
Kasi pang on physical dispute?
Gi-dispute niya.
It's a blue.
Oh, it's a blue card, so 1 mana lick. So good. So looks like Kris is in a lot of trouble as if he leaves the ferry on the battlefield and it's just gonna snowball. Yep, draws another card. Then he gets to untap. That's a Yorion from the top.
That's the thing siguro sa Dimir ba your control but lack ka interaction.
Nah man, pero like
Not seeing any threats about sa iya.
yeah. Oh, this is the painful part. The time Raveler. I'm not sure if he's gonna allow this. Alright. That's a good counter. So looks like Kevin doesn't have anything else. So in hindsight, I think that was a good thing to force the dispute because he already knew the dispute was from his hand. So he was just hoping he didn't have another counter spell when he countered the fairy. So it kind of worked out for Kris.
At least Big Teferi is card advantage for the shutdown.
Yeah, it's not like it's game over. Not until he ultimates. Yes. Hello? Sige. Okay. Sige. It seems one of our box break contenders seems to be having problems with his orders.
So while that's talk
Anyways.
ang deck ni Kris, ano yung threats?
Shark Typhoon. Very late kaya siya mo kami.
Yeah, but while you're building there, what are you doing to pressure the opponent?
Nothing. It's pure control gid siya early game. Like up to pag late game when the coast is clear, mo commit na din siya sa Shark Typhoon, sa Torrential Gear Hulk. But Yorion getting in, so he can bounce 2 permanents, which is the 2 omens. So that's basically cheating in 4 additional mana. No, 5 actually. Okay, 3 to cast mo ng Omen of the Sun. So he draws a card. Oh, there you go. He draws a card and makes two more tokens. But here it is, the Gear Hulk. But vetoes the flashback card. So Alright, so Scries draws a card, keeps one on top. Looks like Kris looking to be in a
Single target.
yeah, mostly. That's the thing with
And you have to with black removal, you have to choose destroy planeswalker or creature, right?
yeah, mostly that or exile, like with Vraska's Contempt. So it's a very tricky deck to pilot. Whereas si Kevin is more of a mid-range deck. Still has control aspects, pero mostly just gains a lot of value when he puts enough permanents and then bounces them back with Yorion. Regards daw si Erickson Bre. from Singapore. Alright, so let's bring this card. Definitely one of my favorite cards from Ikoria when it landed on standard.
Oh, hindi ko basa ng chat.
Dari. Updated na siya.
Ano
At least he has a 5-6 on the board. That's something. So let's see if we can turn this around. So the first thing he needs to deal is Teferi because he's very close on pulling out his ultimates.
which is 8, right?
Yep. So he has 2 more turns, including this one. So chump blocks the Gearhulk, passes the turn. So he also has to be very careful with his life total because Yorion can just go in, which is fine. Yeah, same na pre. I really like Yorion. Fortunately or unfortunately, Mystical Dispute discounts on blue cards. So may na lang. Ooh, Thoughtseize as well from
So ang restriction ni Yorion, you have to have 80 cards. That's supposed to be a drawback or what?
it depends on how you build your deck because in a normal deck it is a drawback because it becomes inconsistent. But if you build around the card himself, that's dig through time from Kris before Thoughtseize resolves. So if you have cards like Omen of the Sea, Omen of the Sun, permanents that you can bounce with Yorion, then it's not actually a drawback because you have many ways to filter your draws. So, muna efficient kay siya. That's why Just Kay Luca was very powerful back in Standard because you can just scry around the top of your library. If you don't have the combo pieces yet, you can just find them. Then, if you don't even pull out your combo, then you can just pull Yorion katong old pag na companion na mechanic where you can just cast them right away. If you have fires, then it's free. Then you bounce all. Esper though is more slower, definitely. It's definitely slower than the Luca.
Yeah, but slower means more answers.
Yes, which is true. There you go. He draws a card from Teferi, I believe. Yeah. So next turn is about the ultimate. Rest in peace. Okay.
Na may babae good nga one.
Right, rest in peace resolves. So the next Gearhulks and Digs are sort of dead. But he does have a Shark Tycoon from his hand. Right, untaps 2 lands. Kevin, I believe, has 2 cards in his hand. Time to abuse the swan. It kind of does look like a swan, but it's a serpent. Alright, cycles for 2. Yep. Let's see if Kris has an answer to Teferi. Down to 10. Also, another downside for playing blue-black is you always want to be on top. So, pag-play of Shockland, need to be careful with your life total. Oh! Wow!
Ito no, cards.
Allah! Woo! This card, my god. Yeah, I saw this earlier sa card, sa sideboard ni Kevin. Very interesting sideboard choice from Kevin. Which is very good. So Chromium the Mutable. So it basically has an evasion because you can just discard a card. Mura siya guan, mura siya katong bago sa Teros.
Don't remember.
Uh, katong Sphinx, katong sa Teros. Katong blue, white. Ingat to gyapon mag. Mikey, do you remember the card in Theros Beyond Death?
Dream
Alright.
Roller, discard the card.
Dream Troller. Okay, thank you so much.
Comes explode.
Dream Troller. So, muna siya Dream Troller. Kaya na siya evasion. May mo siya X-Pro. Pero may mo siya 1-1. So, I guess Dream Troller is sort. This one is better because it has flash. It can be countered.
It's a 7/7 flying. That's gonna end the game.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So, he draws a card. Doesn't ultimate this turn. And he lost his shark. Oh, no. For 7, alright. So doesn't seem to attack. I think he's afraid with the other Shark Typhoon because it can kill the Yorion. Because I believe he has 7. Yeah, he can make a 5/5 Yorion. I mean, Shark when he cycles it. Alright, so 5. This is definitely Kevin's game right now. He has a lot of permanence on the field. Kris is struggling to come back. Okay, so the untap is on the stack. He's thinking of doing something. 4 mana. Alright, hieroglyphic. He vetoes it, wow. Doesn't want him to look for answers. Lets it resolve. Let's see if Kris can bounce back. Yep, he's doing the math.